Welcome to the Dropship.com podcast. Today, we're bringing you more e-commerce insights, dropshipping strategies, and all the inspiration you need to grow your business. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, this podcast is your one-stop shop for success. Ready to roll? Here are your hosts, Ava and Noah.
All right, so have you ever thought about what happens when your dropshipping business is really taking off?
Yeah.
How do you scale that without completely,
Losing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're going to be dissecting the Dropship.com newsletter article called Hiring Virtual Assistants, Scaling Your Dropshipping Business Like a Pro.
Okay.
And we're going to be pulling out some seriously actionable insights from this.
Yeah. What I think is so cool about this article is it really changes how we think about VAs.
Right.
It's not just about getting somebody to take stuff off your plate.
Yeah.
It's about how do you delegate strategically so that you can actually grow your business, in a smart way.
It's like you're juggling chainsaws while riding a unicycle blindfolded.
Yeah.
You need
help.
You need help stat.
Yes.
And that's where virtual assistance VAs come in.
Exactly. And this article really gets into the how do you find a good VA? How do you manage them well? How do you deal with all the security concerns that I know keep entrepreneurs up at night?
Definitely. And, speaking of concerns, one thing I've seen sometimes is that people will delegate the things that are easy.
Right.
But they'll hold on to the tasks that they actually enjoy doing.
Right.
Even if it's not the best use of their time as the CEO.
Yeah, it's almost like they're afraid to let go.
Yeah, and this article is really pushing this idea of letting go in order to scale.
Yeah.
And it's not just about getting bigger, it's about creating systems, the processes, that actually allow you to do that without working yourself to death.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, okay, let's say I'm sold. I'm all right, I need a VA. Where do I even begin looking for someone who can handle the drop shipping chaos?
Yeah, so the article talks about a few different platforms. You've got Upwork, you've got Fiverr, and then onlinejobs.ph.
Okay.
Each of them has their own, pros and cons. So Upwork is known for having a really robust system, but it can be a little bit more pricey.
Okay.
Fiverr is great for kind of those one-off smaller tasks.
Right.
And then onlinejobs.ph is a popular option for people who are looking for talent from the Philippines.
Okay.
It can be a little bit more budget-friendly sometimes.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a good starting point. But how do you know you can trust someone you've never met?
Yeah.
With crucial parts of your business?
Right.
I get the appeal of Upwork's time tracking and screenshots, but isn't that getting into Big Brother territory?
It's a balance, right? You want to make sure that things are running smoothly.
Right.
But you also don't want to be micromanaging every little thing.
Yeah.
So the article really talks about the importance of clear communication from the beginning.
Okay.
Making sure you lay out your expectations, setting those boundaries, and just building a relationship that's based on mutual respect.
Okay. All right, so you found a potential VA.
Yeah.
What's next? I am terrible at writing job descriptions. Is there a magic formula for that?
So they suggest being super clear about what you need.
Okay.
So outlining the responsibilities.
Yeah.
Any required skills and, experiences that you're looking for.
Okay.
And I think about it almost like a roadmap for the people who might be applying.
Okay.
And here's a fun little trick that they suggest.
Okay.
Include a unique keyword in your job description.
Mm-hmm.
So pineapple or corn dog or something like that.
Like a secret password.
Yeah. And ask people to include it in their proposal.
Okay.
And that way you can kind of filter out all the people who are just sending out generic applications.
That is so clever.
It's a good trick.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the applications come pouring in.
Yes.
How do you sift through and find the diamond in the rough?
So don't rush this part.
Okay.
Really thoroughly vet each candidate.
Okay.
Look at reviews from previous clients. It's like reading reviews online before you buy something important.
Right.
Pay attention to their communication style, how responsive they are.
Did they pass the pineapple test?
Exactly. Did they pass the pineapple test?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Okay, but what about gauging their actual skills?
Yeah.
How do you know they can actually do the thing?
The article recommends doing a trial project.
Okay.
So give them a small paid task that kind of reflects the work they'd be doing.
Like a test drive.
Yeah, like a little test drive before you commit.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. And that way you get a sense of their work style, how they handle deadlines, and if you're a good fit.
Right, because you're going to be working with this person remotely, so you want to make sure that you can actually work together.
Yeah, that relationship is key.
Okay, so let's face forward.
Yeah.
You found your A-team.
Okay.
You're both excited. Now what?
Now you've got to set them up for success.
Okay.
So before you unleash them on your business training and onboarding is super critical.
Okay, so what's the best way to train someone remotely, especially when it comes to something as hands-on as dropshipping?
Yeah. So this is where the article gets super practical. They recommend creating like detailed training materials and even recording videos of yourself completing common tasks.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and like narrate each step as you go.
Okay.
So that's really good for visual learners.
Right.
It's way more effective than just like sending a wall of text.
Totally.
Yeah. It's almost like they can see you doing it right there with them.
Right.
Yeah. And they even recommend specific tools like Loom or ScreenPal for recording,
Okay.
which are both really easy to use.
I have used Loom. I like Loom.
Yeah, Loom is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even for those who aren't super tech savvy,
Right.
it's very doable.
Okay, what about keeping all this information organized, though?
Yes.
I'm imagining like a shared Google Drive folder overflowing with documents.
You gotta stay organized.
Yeah.
So they really emphasize having like a central hub
Okay.
for all the essential documents.
Okay.
You know, your step-by-step guides, templates, anything that your VA might need.
All right, so they've gone through the training, they've like absorbed all the information.
Yeah, how do you make sure they've actually got it? Have them do a task and observe them.
Okay.
You know, it's like a little mini test.
Okay.
Make sure they've internalized the key points.
Right.
And you're right there to answer any questions if they get stuck.
Yeah, like training wheels.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, training's done, they're ready to roll.
Right.
How do you manage the whole VA situation?
Yeah.
I've dabbled in project management tools, but never really like mastered them.
So the article talks about clear communication and task management.
Okay.
And they highlight tools like Trello Slack or even Upwork's built-in messaging system.
Okay, so which one is the best?
It really depends on your needs and your style.
Okay.
So like Trello is great for visual people.
Okay.
You can create boards for different tasks. You can set deadlines. You can track progress.
So it's like a virtual whiteboard?
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah. And then Slack is great for communication,
Yeah.
quick messages, file sharing, video calls. You can do it all there.
And Upwork's messaging?
Upwork keeps it all in one platform.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So you've got options.
Yeah, you got options, but the key is no matter what you choose,
Yeah.
set clear expectations from the start.
Okay, so like I need this task done by this date.
Exactly. Be specific about the deadlines, any reporting requirements, anything that ensures you're both on the same page.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then also, don't underestimate the power of regular check-ins.
Okay.
Even if it's just a quick call once a week,
Yeah.
it can really help make sure things are running smoothly.
Makes sense. Like checking the engine before a road trip.
Exactly.
But let's talk about the elephant in the room.
The big one.
The big one, security.
Yeah.
Isn't it risky giving a VA access to your business? Like what if they mess something up? Or worse, steal sensitive information?
Totally valid concerns.
Okay.
But the article gives us some nice practical security measures.
Okay.
So when it comes to Shopify access,
Yeah.
they recommend creating a separate staff account for your VA with limited permissions so they can only see and do what they absolutely need to.
So they can't like accidentally nuke my entire inventory.
Hopefully not.
Okay, good. That's reassuring.
Yeah. And then for emails and customer data,
Right.
they suggest setting up a dedicated email address
Okay.
just for VA-related tasks.
Makes sense.
Keeps everything separate,
Yeah.
minimizes the risk of any accidents.
Smart. What about backing up data, though?
I think that's just super important.
It feels like a chore.
It's one of those things you got to do.
Yeah.
They really stress setting up those automated backups, especially when you're working with a remote team.
Right.
It's like your safety net,
It's like an extra parachute.
just in case.
Okay, and here's a question I have that I think a lot of people are thinking.
Yeah.
Do you do a video call?
Always. Verify their identity before you give them access to anything.
So it's nice to meet you. Let me see your face.
Yeah. Make sure they're a real person.
Okay.
Simple but crucial.
Okay, that makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah. I mean, building that trust takes time
Yeah.
and effort.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, with clear communication, the training and these security measures in place,
Yeah.
you can create a partnership that really helps your business thrive.
Okay, we've covered hiring and managing one VA.
Right.
But what if your business is booming and you need more hands on deck?
Yeah.
What if you need a whole team of VAs?
That's where specialization comes in.
Okay.
It's like assembling your own little team of Avengers.
My own VA Justice League.
Exactly.
I love it.
So instead of having one VA try to do everything,
Yeah.
You hire specialized VAs for specific tasks.
Okay.
So you might have one who's a fulfillment ninja,
Okay.
another who's like a product page optimization guru,
Okay.
and another who's a customer service superstar.
So instead of a one-man band, you've got a rock band.
Yeah, you got a whole band.
I like that analogy.
And that leads to greater efficiency.
Right.
Because when your VAs are really focused on their area of expertise,
Yeah.
they can become masters at it.
Fewer errors, happier customers, smoother operations. Okay, I'm getting the picture.
And that frees you up to focus on the big picture stuff.
Like actually running the business.
Strategy growth.
Yeah.
Maybe even taking a vacation.
This is starting to sound less like hiring help and more like a total life upgrade.
I know, right?
But I have to admit, there's still a part of me that hesitates to let go of control.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
You've put so much into your business.
Right.
But remember, delegating doesn't mean giving up control.
Okay.
It means empowering others to help you achieve your vision.
I see what you're saying.
It's like you're the conductor of an orchestra.
Okay.
You set the tempo, you guide the musicians.
Yeah.
But you don't have to play every instrument yourself.
Okay, I can get behind that analogy.
Yeah.
So let's recap some key takeaways from this article.
Yeah, let's do it.
For anyone listening who's ready to take the VA plunge, what are the absolute must-knows?
Number one, hiring VAs isn't an expense. It's an investment.
Okay.
It's an investment in your business, in your sanity,
Your future.
in your future.
Yeah. It's an investment in making your dreams a reality.
Exactly.
What else?
Number two, start small, but think about scalability.
Okay.
You might just start with one VA for order fulfillment.
Yeah.
But as your business grows, you can expand your team. You can bring in specialists.
You don't have to build Rome in a day.
You don't have to do it all at once.
Okay, that's good advice. What else?
And then finally, don't forget, training, setting those expectations and that ongoing communication.
Right.
Like, invest the time up front to onboard your VAs properly, give them the resources they need, and then keep those lines of communication open.
And don't forget about that video call to make sure that they are a real person.
Always a good idea.
Yes, for security.
Absolutely.
Okay, this has been an amazing deep dive into the world of VAs. I'm feeling pumped up and ready to take action.
That's awesome.
What about you?
I'm feeling inspired too.
Honestly, for me, it would be email.
Oh, yeah.
My inbox feels like a monster I can never quite slay.
I feel that.
I would love to hand that over to a capable VA and actually have time to think.
It's amazing how much mental space that frees up.
Yeah.
So many entrepreneurs struggle with email.
Right.
It's like this constant weight.
Totally.
But that's the power of delegating, right?
Yeah.
It's not just about getting things done. It's about reclaiming your time and energy.
Yes.
To focus on what you do best.
To work on the business, not in the business.
Exactly.
If you're feeling inspired to take action after this deep dive, we have one more resource for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Check out the Dropship.com newsletter.
Yes.
It's honestly like a goldmine of advice for anyone in e-commerce.
Especially dropshippers.
Especially dropshippers.
And this article is just a taste.
Just a taste.
Of the insights that they offer.
For sure.
So head over there to learn more.
Yeah.
And maybe start building your own VA dream team.
I love that.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of virtual assistants.
It's been fun.
I'm so glad we did this.
Me too.
And remember, you don't have to go it alone on this entrepreneurial journey.
That's right.
With the right support, the possibilities are endless.
Couldn't agree more.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep.
See ya.
That's it for today on the Dropship.com podcast. We hope you got some value out of this episode. If you're looking to stay ahead in e-commerce and dropshipping, the Dropship.com newsletter is where we dive deeper into the latest trends, news, and strategies. Delivered every Monday and Thursday. Don't miss it. Subscribe with the link below.